For our next group of candidates, we have candidates for District Judge, 347th Judicial District. We have Republican Missy Mederi and Democrat Deborah Rios, and they are candidates for this position. Ladies, please make sure you are unmuted and that your video is on. We're going to have opening statements, and we will begin with you, Ms. Mederi. You have 2 minutes, please.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having this tonight. Thank the League very much. My name is Miss Mederi. I am the presiding judge of the 347th District Court. I've been your judge in this court for the last 9 years. I became an attorney in 1989. I've practiced law for 31 years. I have worked as an assistant district attorney. I was prosecuting violent criminals that preyed on this community as a prosecutor. As a judge, well, first I became a municipal court judge, and then I was appointed to this position, the 347th District Court, in 2011. In 2012, I ran for office. I won with bipartisan support. 2016, I did not have an opponent, and unfortunately, I have won this time. During the 9 years I have served, I have created the first ever kid-friendly witness room with Judge Tom Greenwell, rest in peace, Judge. In addition to that, I have been appointed to the Texas Indigent Defense Commission and was elevated as a board director by Sharon Keller from the Court of Criminal Appeals. Also, I am the 5th Administrative Region presiding judge. And what does that mean? There are 11 judges that run the state of Texas. I am one of them. I was appointed by the governor's office, and I was confirmed by the full Senate. Senator Chuy Hinojosa confirmed me, and he also spoke very highly of me, and I was confirmed by the entire Senate. What I'm most proud of, I have to tell you though, is courts and schools. What we have done with the judges and the district attorney's office and the sheriff's department is we have taken the courts and brought them to different schools in CCISD. COVID kind of put a stop to that, but before that, we've taken them to 4 or 5 different schools there. It is amazing to me because what we do is we bring the courts to schools so we can show these kids what it's like to be in the judicial system. I have been most honored to serve you, and I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mederi. Appreciate you. Ms. Rios, your opening statement. 2 minutes, please.
Thank you. My name is Deborah Rios.
I'm going to pause just a minute. Would Mr. West please exit for the time being? I'm sorry. Go ahead. You will stop your time count. Will start now. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Deborah Rios. I was born and raised in Corpus Christi in a lower middle class neighborhood with 2 parents that taught me that if I wanted to be respected, I had to work hard. That's just 10 seconds of my life story. To learn more about who I am, please visit my website, DeborahRiosForJudge.com, for more information. My campaign is currently block walking to share my vision with you for this court. If anyone wants to reach out to me and ask me questions directly, please send me an email and I can set up a time to meet with you in person, socially distanced, or by phone. Now, Missy Mederi wants you to believe that she is fair, honest, and just, but her actions over the last 9 years contradict those traits. Judge Mederi relies on the fact that the public will accept whatever she tells them. So the responsibility falls on you, the public, to ask her questions on what she has achieved in the last 9 years, and then to actually verify that what she's saying is true. What I believe it comes down to is that if you want the status quo, then Judge Mederi will get your vote. But if you want someone that's committed to making our system of justice fair, someone who wants to ensure that the system works for everyone in our community, especially those most vulnerable to injustice, someone that has demonstrated a strong work ethic that prioritizes ethics, responsibility, and accountability, then I'm your choice for judge, and I humbly ask for your vote and your support. I want to thank the League of Women Voters for the opportunity to be heard tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Rios. Ms. Mederi, you have 30 seconds to respond.
You know, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I don't really have a response to her. You know, if you look at my record, if you look at what I've done for this community for the last 9 years, I think that what you will look at is somebody who has integrity, someone who has character, who is honest on the bench. And I think that if you look at those characteristics and the things that have been promoted by the courts while I have been on them, I would ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we will begin with the questions that we have, and Ms. Mederi, we will start with you. How has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted the operations of district courts? And in your opinion, have there been some positive outcomes which may improve district court processes as we move forward?
Wow, yes. I mean, COVID has brought a huge amount of change to Nueces County and obviously to the world. But in regards to courts, what we have done is, as your judges, and there are 8 judges, we have 4 Democrats, we have 4 Republicans, we have 4 women, and we have 4 men. It is the most diverse group that we have ever had. And I have been honored to serve with those judges for the last 9 years. But what COVID has done is COVID has made us think outside the box. It has said, how can we keep the train on the tracks? Because that's what we're doing. Every single one of the judges is trying to keep the train on the tracks as far as justice. And we have met, I mean, there have been weekends that we had worked 15 hours in a day to try to get standing orders for this community. The Supreme Court has put out 23 orders. The governor's office has put out many, many orders. And each one of those has us having to do new orders and do new local rules. So COVID's been great because we can do Zoom hearings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's not a lot of time.
It's not a lot of time. Ms. Rios, the question is, how has the COVID-19 pandemic impacted the operations of district courts? And in your opinion, have there been some positive outcomes which may improve district court processes as we move forward?
Well, COVID-19 has really brought a big change to the courts. Pretty much everything came to a stop in March as everyone tried to figure out how we were going to be handling things. And there's definitely been a change of pace. It's a lot slower than it's ever been before. The courts are pretty much handling people that are in jail. They're handling them only 2 days out of the week. And I think that's one of the issues that I have with that, is that we're 6 months into this pandemic and we haven't figured out a way yet to be able to increase the workload for the judges on these cases for people that are in jail. And I think that's a serious issue. The thing that's come out of this is that we've learned how to Zoom, and we've learned that we can use Zoom in some instances for being able to conduct hearings. I don't think that it's something that we should be utilizing so much in trials, in jury trials, but that may be another question, so I won't go into that further. But so definitely it's brought some good, because it's made the courts have to be creative in their solutions. But I think we have
Can you unmute yourself? Okay, finish your last few statements, if you will. You were muted.
I kind of lost my train of thought. I think it's definitely made courts have to think outside the box, change the way that things are being done. But I think we could be a lot further along in some of the things because we're 6 months into this.
Okay, thank you very much for your response. And stay where you are.
Can I respond to that?
This was not a, you have 30 seconds.
Now I'll take 30 minutes.
No,
I just wanted to say very quickly, Ms. Rios says that we're only working 2 days a week. And I got to tell you, I take exception for that, on that for every single one of the district judges and the county judges. We work 5 days a week. I have a docket Monday. I have a docket Tuesday. I have a docket Thursday. I have a docket Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And so we are adjusting. We are working every single day. Maybe Ms. Rios only has 2 days worth of hearings, but I can tell you the district and county courts are working 5 days a week. Thank you. Ms.
Rios, you have the next question. Did you have, I'm sorry.
Well, can Can I respond to that?
Yes, you may, 30 seconds. This is
Just-
going to be I just want to tell both candidates, this is the last rebuttal. So please confine your statements and your comments to the office and not,
Just to- yeah,
not
just
the
to-
people who are holding
Right, just to clarify, what I said was 2 days out of the week for the people that are in jail. So people that are in jail, they only have one computer system apparently in the jail, and so courts have to stagger what cases are being heard, and so some courts have Mondays and Wednesdays, some courts have Tuesdays and Thursdays. We've been doing that for 6 months now. My point is, haven't we figured out a way yet to be able to increase those days, because the people that are in jail only have 2 days in which we can get things done, and that was my point.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, Ms. Rios. If elected, what will you do to ensure that all parties involved in cases before the court will have an opportunity to have their interest adequately represented and considered?
Well, I think the first thing is that I'm going to make sure that the docket is set up in a way that allows people to get their cases heard, that people won't have to be sitting there for hours because maybe they have a 9 o'clock hearing, but the judge has scheduled all these other types of cases, some of them contested, some of them not at the same time. So what results is that people have to sit there for a long time. I think there's a lot more efficient way for the court to be run. I think it requires someone that's disciplined, that has a strong work ethic, that devotes the time necessary. One of the issues is that Judge Mederi, she spoke about this other position she has. That position actually takes her away from the job she was elected to do, and I think that's part of the problem with why she's not able to devote the time that she needs to this court.
Thank you, Ms. Rios. Ms. Mederi, let me give you the same question. If elected, what will you do to ensure that all parties involved in cases before the court will have an opportunity to have their interests adequately represented and considered?
First of all, I'd like to just jump in and respond, excuse me, to Ms. Rios.
Okay.
Can I do that? I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm just going to say I would like for both of candidates to remember that this is a forum. It is not a debate. And so I would like for you to address the topics of the questions that we ask in a way that reflects your thinking and what you do. And you get to the merits and the responsibilities of the office rather than commenting on the people involved. Can we do that?
Yeah, and I understand that. It's just, I mean, when she says basically I'm not working, I mean, that's a hard thing to.
Let's move. Yes, I understand.
Okay. All right. Well, how do I ensure people are adequately represented in doing things in court? That's what I've done for the last 9 years. What I have done every single day is we show up to court. We represent this community. Every single one of the judges does. And when we talk about adequate representation, we keep the justice train on the tracks, as I've said before. And what we do is we try to make sure that the cases move smoothly. We have the lawyers that are there that are trying to keep the cases moving as well. And what we've done, and I've been a judge for 9 years, what we've done is every single day handled jury trials, handled bench trials, handled motions to revoke probation. It is a very busy court, and I'm there every day working for this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mederi. Ms. Rios, let me, the question again. If elected, no, I just gave you that question, did I not? Okay, I'm sorry, I was distracted. Let's move on to actually Ms. Mederi for this last question. Describe, and again, let me remind you that this is talking about yourselves. Describe 2 ways your legal experience will benefit this judgeship.
Well, first of all, I have incredible trial experience. When I was an assistant district attorney, I've tried over 180 trials, felony cases as an assistant district attorney. When you get up on this bench, it's not practice time. It's not, oh, maybe I'll be able to handle these things. This is a trial court, and 80% of this docket is criminal cases. I was an assistant district attorney most of my career, and so I think that my experience as a trial attorney is something that is warranted and good for the bench. The second thing is that I think my demeanor, my character, my integrity, my ability to let lawyers speak and tell their cases, because that's what people want. Everyone thinks that their case is the most important. And you know what? To that person, that case is the most important. And so every case I treat with absolute respect, absolute dignity, and I let them hear and I let them say their cases. So I think those are my two qualities there.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Rios, let me repeat the question for you, and also let me remind you that we want to hear about your experiences and what your ideas are. So describe 2 ways your legal experience will benefit this judgeship.
Well, I have a lot of experience working with a lot of people. I also have 18 years of experience primarily in a private practice. And what that does is give me the ability to be able to be disciplined, because it takes discipline to be able to have a solo practice. You have to be able to calendar things in a way that's efficient. And so I also have a very strong passion for ensuring that things are fair. And when I see something that's not fair, when I see processes that are not fair, it makes me angry, and I want to find a way to fix it. I want to find a way to be an advocate for it. So my sense of advocacy, my sense of ethics, my sense of responsibility and accountability, these are all things that I've gained during my 18 years of practice, representing people. And this is not, if you think about it, only 5% of cases actually go to trial, 5%. And so the majority of cases end up pleading out. While there are a lot of cases that have to be dealt with, let's not lose sight of the fact that the majority of cases do get resolved, and I want to make sure that they get resolved in a way that's fair and just.
Thank you, Ms. Rios. Thank you, Ms. Rios. Ms. Rios, you have 1 minute to make your closing statement, please. So unmute yourself.
Okay.
1
Now?
minute. Yes,
Okay.
for your closing statement, please.
Thank you. Missy Maderi is not using the system set up for fairness and criminal attorney appointments. And
Ms. Rios, let me remind you that this is about you with your closing statement, please.
Yes, that's correct. But my understanding is during the opening and closing, I can be able to lay out what I feel or what I think with regard to why I'm running for this court. This is not a question on anything else other than my closing. So I'd like an opportunity.
I understand.
Okay, so am I going to be allowed to do that?
You need to, again, confine it to what you will do. This is not a debate. This is not a debate.
Right. Okay. So I will not use the public courthouse as my own personal art gallery and sell artwork to attorneys. I will not accept a campaign contribution from a current visiting judge because that is unethical.
Ms. Rios.
Yes.
Please.
My understanding is this is supposed to be an opportunity for me to be able to.
This is not an opportunity that the League of Women Voters to be able to address the public and tell them why you are the best person for the job.
Then I'm going to leave it at this. There are issues with what goes on right now in the 347. Unfortunately, it's very difficult to relay everything because of the limited opportunities that we have to be able to speak on these issues, as you can see. And so I'm going to do everything I can to get out to the public, to be able to talk to each one of you, to express to you what the issues are and why I believe that I'm the best person to be able to do things differently. I hope I have an opportunity to represent this community, the community where I was born and raised and that I value and that I'm invested in. So I ask you again, go to my website, DeborahRiosForJudge.com, to be able to get more information. And I thank the League of Women Voters again for giving me this opportunity tonight.
Thank you, Ms. Rios, for your closing statement. Ms. Maderi, your closing statement, you have 1 minute, please.
Yes, thank you very much. I also want to thank the League of Women Voters for giving us this opportunity, and I appreciate it. I have to tell you that I have absolutely, truly loved going to work every single day for the last 9 years. I get up every morning excited to go into work, love representing this community, and I hope to be able to do that for this community for the next 4 years. If you want more information about my campaign, you can go to my website as well, www.judgemissy.com, and they can, and it will tell you a little bit more about me. I want to say that, you know, being a judge is difficult. There are difficult decisions that need to be made, and you need somebody with integrity. You need somebody with fairness. You need somebody who has character. And I believe I have shown this to this community, and I ask for your support and I ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Mederi and Ms. Rios, for joining us for this Candidates Forum for District Judge, 347th Judicial District. Thank you both.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.